More than 2,000 years separate two of the world's great educational philosophers, Confucius and Dewey. Yet, despite their separation in time and space, both of these thinkers had some interesting and amazingly parallel ideas about teaching and learning. Confucius lived during the 6th century BC during China's classical age and is generally held to be China's greatest and most influential philosopher. Confucius was still considered both reactionary and revolutionary. He is reactionary because his perspective looked the past to the wisdom of the ancients. Confucius felt that his role as a teacher was to carry on the ancient tradition rather than to create something new. He said, I transmit, but do not create. I have faith in and love for ancient studies. During his lifetime, Confucius studied and commented on several texts of the ancient tradition, including the book known as the Six Classics. Yes, Richie? Confucius just studied the ancient books. Why was he considered a philosopher? I mean, he didn't create anything new. He just talked about other people's work. The way he looked at the past, he focused on that's the reactionary side of Confucianism, okay? And he didn't create anything new. How does this make him revolutionary? Confucius was revolutionary because he believed that there should be no distinction of social class in education. He believed that education should be not just for the privileged class, but for any boy or girl who was ever willing to learn. Confucius stressed education with practical use because he believed the goal of education is to improve all of humanity. This aspect of Confucianism shares a core belief with the Western philosophy of pragmatism. According to the pragmatism, the value of knowledge is a function with practical outcomes, that is, its usefulness to both the individual and the society. In the early 20th century, pragmatism was highly influential in several fields like government, business, but especially education. Well, its leading thinker was the American philosopher John Dewey. Like Confucius, Dewey was a scholar and educator whose ideas had a tremendous impact both in his time and beyond. Like Confucius, Dewey has a place among our greatest thinkers. As was the case with Confucius, some of Dewey's ideas were considered revolutionary. Dewey's idea about individuality and social were radical in the early 20th century. Dewey believed that the cultivation of the individual would benefit society as a whole, and therefore the education of individual students is good for social progress. This is similar to the Confucian idea every man is sought to earn innocence. Yet the true greatness and the greatness of individual is necessary for social order. Despite the centuries that separate them, Confucius and Dewey held some similar ideas about knowledge, teaching, and learning. Confucius believed that the process of teaching and learning stimulates each other. Teaching is the heart of learning, and the ideal teacher is one who goes over what he's already learned and gains some new understanding from the experience. Compare this Dewey's idea that education is a continuously constructive process with experience and knowledge building on each other.